Wait, we're not ready yet. I'm here. No, not here.
This is where the story starts.
Inside of every book,
There's a tiny little world. Come on, let's take a look. We're quite little. We have backs and front.
And middles,
We make stories.
words and letters.
We build books. There's nothing better. I'm Rocco. I'm the foreman, and I just love to read.
I'm Ollie. I like pictures. They're what every story needs.
I'm Kama. I like letters, because they turn into words.
Come on now.
Let's sing this song.
That you've already heard.
We're the middle. We're quite little. We have backs and fronts and middles. We love stories. These creations are made with imagination. All right, everybody, let's build a book. Okay, let's see what book we're building for you today. It's No Dragons for Tea, Fire Safety for Kids and Dragons. It's written by Jean Penzawall and illustrated by Martine Gorbeau.
Oh, hi. Welcome to the Word Room. We're busy building a great book with lots of great words. They're not only great words, they also rhyme. A rhyme is when two words sound the same. Like this. Weak and creek. Weak and creek. See how they sound the same? See how they rhyme?
Grump has other letter for rhyming word.
Whoa, great, Grump. That's the letter D.
Whoa, what is rhyming word that starts with letter D?
Well, good question, Grump. This is the word wagon. Wagon.
Grump know what wagon is.
Well, what word rhymes with wagon?
Grump, no. Wagon rhyme with pudding.
No. Rhymes sound the same, and wagon doesn't sound anything like pudding. The word that rhymes with wagon and starts with a D is dragon. Dragon, wagon, wagon, dragon. See how they sound the same?
There's a dragon in this story?
Oh, you bet, Grump.
Oh, must be good story.
Oh, it sure is. I can hardly wait. You listen for the rhymes and watch for the dragon. I'll be back, so watch for me too. I wonder what the dragon looks like.
Oh, me too, Kama. Well, why don't I check in with Lolly? She looks after the pictures after all. Lolly!
Hi, Rocco. So, you want to see the dragon?
Oh, who wouldn't, Lolly? It's not every day you get to see a dragon.
There he is.
But that's just his tail.
There's only one way you'll get to see the whole dragon.
How?
Start the story, silly.
Good idea, Lolly. Can't wait. Looks like this book is ready to go. Stand by. Let's turn the page. No dragons for tea.
One warm, sunny day at the end of last week, my mom and I went for a walk to the creek. As I raced down the hill in my little red wagon, I veered to the left and smacked into a dragon.
Ta-da! There he is. What do you think? Isn't he a great-looking dragon? He's big and green, but he looks kind of friendly, too. I think I like this dragon.
I suppose he could see there was fear in my eyes as I jumped to my feet, quite filled with surprise. He sheepishly grinned and stepped out of the way, but he seemed so polite that I asked him to play. He had a cute bear and some other toys too. With my shovel and pail, we'd have oodles to do. We ran to the creek and then on to the bay, where we played on the beach for the rest of the day.
Are you listening? Did you hear the rhymes? Way and play and bay and day, they all rhyme. This is a great story, rhymes and a dragon.
Then Mom waved and said, "Now it's time to go eat. Let's pack the red wagon and head up the street." It's hard to stop playing with friends, old or new, so I asked if the dragon could come to eat too. Mom wrinkled her brow and squinted her eyes, looking up at the dragon's incredible size. I begged and I pleaded, then said very sweet, "We won't make a mess. We'll be tidy and neat." So at last she said, "Yes, just this once, I'll agree. You may have the dragon come over for tea."
Isn't that a great picture, Grump? Just look at that. They seem so happy having lunch together.
Oh, Grump liked painting this picture.
Oh, me too. I like painting pictures of happy people.
No. Grump not care about happy people or happy dragon.
But you said you liked this picture.
Grump like painting all that food.
Let's get back to the story. We'll see what that dragon gets up to.
We see what food they eat. Yum.
We had carrots and apples, thick slices of ham, with fresh homemade biscuits and strawberry jam, cold glasses of milk, and a great big dill pickle. But the pepper we sprinkled sure made my nose tickle. Then the dragon's nose twitched, and he started to wheeze. His eyes misted up, and he blew a great sneeze. Achoo! Well, we all know what happens when dragons achoo. Flame shot from his mouth, and from both nostrils, too. Our tablecloth sparked, and then burst into flame, and the curtains that hung right beside did the same.
Oh no! Rocco, I'm scared. I thought this was going to be a fun rhyming story, but now...
Rocco! This happy rhyming story just got scary.
The dragon is going to get into trouble.
He didn't mean to set the house on fire.
It was an accident. Tell me he won't get into trouble, Rocco. He's such a nice dragon.
Well, there's only one way to find out. You both have to go back to book building so that we can see what happens next.
Does the dragon know what to do?
What about the little boy?
Now, Lolly, we need your pictures and comma your words, or we'll never find out what happens.
Okay. But I'm still scared.
I'm not as excited about rhyming anymore, but I do want to know what to do if there's a fire.
Me too.
Where were we? Oh yes, the fire.
The smoke alarm rang. What a loud, piercing sound. It meant, "Get out fast!" So I dropped to the ground. The room filled with smoke as I crawled on the floor and started to make my way to the front door. The dragon got scared and decided to hide, but I knew when there's fire, we must get outside. I grabbed his thick tail, and with one mighty tug, I pulled that big dragon from under the rug. I crept down the hallway and said, "Follow me! I know the way out. We must meet by the tree." So Mom and the dragon and I all met there. Then that silly old dragon went back for his bear. We ran up and caught him and wouldn't let go. And I said, "Listen, dragon, here's what you should know. Don't ever go back. That just will not do. We can get a new bear, but we can't replace you."
That's for sure. That silly dragon should know better. Never go back into a burning house, no matter what you left behind.
Since the fire was burning inside of our home, we went to the neighbors to borrow the phone. Mom knew what to dial and said, calm and clear, "Here's our full street address. Send the fire trucks here." Before very long, down our street they came sailing, with bright red lights flashing and loud sirens wailing. The fire crew rushed to start work on their tasks. They were dressed in big boots and wore helmets and masks. They hooked up the hose and ran into the house, where they sprayed streams of water in order to douse the table, the curtains, our lovely snack, too. And it didn't take long till that fire was through. The fire chief called out the door with a shout. The smoke made a mess, but the fire is out.
Yay! I heard that rhyme. Shout and out. The fire is out and everybody's safe. I feel better now. I can't wait to hear the ending and more rhymes. You listen too.
My poor friend the dragon knew he was to blame, so he hung down his head and wept great tears of shame. One of the fire crew said, "Don't be sad. You knew what to do, and of that we're quite glad. You all got out safely. That's really what matters." Then she took us to see the big pump truck and ladders. The dragon put on a shiny red hat, and I asked to see where the fire crew sat. She showed us the siren, the hoses and lights, and the ladders they climb up to reach higher heights. The rest of the fire crew checked all the rooms, while a fan in the door blew out gray smoke and fumes. Then the dragon and we sat down for a while. I reached up and hugged him. He gave me a smile. The next time the dragon and I want to play, we'll pack up a picnic and go to the bay. We are friends, tried and true, the best we can be. But I'll never again invite dragons for tea.
The end.
Everything turned out okay, Rocco.
I'm glad we finished the story. I learned a lot about fire safety.
Yeah, who knew you could rhyme and learn at the same time?
I know. I learned never to hide if there's a fire.
And I learned that you should never stand up and run from a fire. You should stay down low and crawl out.
To a place where your whole family can meet, away from the fire.
That's very good, you two. You know, I learned something too.
What did you learn, Rocco?
Well, I learned that every story is worth finishing, even the ones that scare you a little bit. You never know what the ending might be or what you might learn.